Welcome back to another Jack with a Soccer Bro video. It's been a minute since I've done anything other than Subnautica, but here we are. Another one of my disc plates has fallen down, and I keep not bothering to put them back up. For whatever reason. Okay, now, likewise, when I did the Eden song tier list, I'm doing the same thing. Except it's Jeremy Zucker this time, my #1 artist on Spotify for the last however many years. This time I actually am wearing the correct hoodie, the Jeremy Zucker summer hoodie. So let's get started here. Looking at the tiers, we got the skippers, we got the height, we got the top tier, we got the Lord have mercy, and we've got I've ascended past the mortal plane. That one is reserved. Okay, we'll get there in a minute. Starting off all the way back in the olden days, we've got melody. And, it's aight. I mean, I don't really care for much of this older stuff whatsoever. So, like, melody's aight. Pick it up? Nah. Beach Island, it's a skipper. It's better than the rest of them here. Stilettos? Nah. Impression? Nah. Flying Kites, it's also a skipper for me. I'm not really a fan of it. I didn't really care for much of his older stuff back in the day. Same thing goes with this next album. Don't even remember what it's called. Where is it? Breathe. It's almost 10 years old at this point, so that's all you need to know about it. Same thing as melody. It's aight. It's not as good. Icarus. When I think of Icarus, I think of the Eden song. So I like it more than these guys, but I don't really care for it. Yeah, I don't even know these. Goodbye. I'm gonna put it up in the skippers part because I know it more than these. No, and October Snow, I just genuinely don't like whatsoever. So the tier list is off to a great start so far. But don't worry, it'll pick up from here. There's 82 songs on this list for me to go through, which is wild. And we got to get moving along. Next up, a little bunch of singles that he released out in a row. And they're all right. Peace Signs, I'm going to put it beneath melody, but above Bout It. Weakness, it's going to go up above melody. It's the new best song on the one so far. But, I mean, it's aight. It's nothing. There's nothing too special about it. Paradise, nah. When You Wake Up, nah. Don't really care for those. Next up, Emotions. Finally starting to get into... this stuff sounds more like the Jeremy Zucker that I know, personally, from when I started listening. Heavy, however, I don't remember. I don't really remember it at all. So it's just gonna go as a skipper. Keep My Head Afloat. I much prefer a different Keep My Head Afloat that we'll see later on, but it's alright. It's aight. It's above Bout It. I don't think I'll put it above Peace Signs though. IDK Love, that one's actually pretty nice. This one does start getting pretty nice. I'll put it at the bottom of top tier. I like how top tier is actually the mid tier here, but that's just because Zucker's bar for top tier is not like actually top tier in my opinion. I don't know what it is about his music, but it resonates within me. And so his top tier stuff in comparison to other artists might be mid tier stuff for him. So that's the reasoning there. Sinking, it's another one like Heavy. I don't know. Shut Your Mouth, it's aight. I think I prefer melody, so it's gonna go there. Stay Quiet, this one is a banger in my opinion. It's not Lord Have Mercy. I don't think any of these early ones are even close to Lord Have Mercy. So I know they're at the top, those two are at the top of top tier now, but they're only gonna fall from there. Man Down, I like to think of the Eden song more, so skip. Upside Down, skip, don't really know it. Now, at around this time, I feel like he really started to be, like, his sound became his sound at this point. Starting with Idol, that's when, for me, it feels like everything became, like, his style from here on out. Here on out, it only gets better. Like, every single song from here on out is a hit. It's not a miss. Talk Is Overrated. I'm hearing these in my head and then trying to debate whether or not it should go here or here. And I think just because of the songs yet to come, it's going to go up at the top of top tier. Especially since I think Ghosts is better than it. I really like Ghosts. Actually, Ghosts is going to go up in the Lord Have Mercy section. I really like it. 99.9. Oh, I don't know what to do with those two. Those two are tough. I think Talk Is Overrated is just the objectively better song, but I think I enjoy them pretty much the same. And It's really good too. I actually mistake end and used to, now that I've, like, back when I first started, I used to mistake ghost and end, like, for each other because the endings of the songs were both somewhat similar. So I mismixed that. I can speak English. I was just doing a Subnautica stream for 2 hours, so I've reached my, like, word quota for the day. I'm out of words, but it is what it is. Stripped is the next section. And I won't lie, I didn't know this existed until, like, a few months ago in November of 22. And I was missing out. This small little collection that nobody ever talks about. It's so good. It's so good. Keep My Head Afloat, straight up to the top of the Lord Have Mercy. Every Day, Lord Have Mercy. Actually, I feel like I'm starting to put a bit too much in the Lord Have Mercy section. I'm going to drop End and Ghost down into it. It's going to be so overinflated by the end of this, especially since I've ascended past the mortal plane is reserved for 2 songs specifically. Like, I reached my word quota. I'm sticking with that. And better than Keep My Head Afloat, not as good as Every Day. Talk is overrated. It's great. Circles, it's I don't really care for it. Honestly, I think I'll put Melody and Weakness up above it. Talk is, I'll put that one here. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's top tier, but it's not, it doesn't have the same, like, feel that Every Day especially does, and End, and Keep My Head Afloat. All the Kids Are Depressed. This one, this was from Glisten, right? Yeah, Glisten. This song is really popular of his, and you'll learn later on that the popular ones, I think they're okay. I don't really care for them quite as much as some of the other less talked about ones. All the Kids Are Depressed is... There's so many songs that I hold in the same regard right in this section. Like, all of Idol, and... I gotta put it there. I think 99.9 is one I'd seek out above All the Kids Are Depressed. Wildfire, it's kind of the same thing. I'm hearing them in my head and then trying to, like, place where I'd put it compared to the others. Yeah, that's fair there. Glisten, underneath Talk is overrated. I think I'll actually seek out Glisten more than most of the others on this album. But in terms of, like, I'll skip it more than the others on the album, but I will seek it out more than the others on that album. And I'm actually going to move down IDK Love and Stay Quiet down into IT, now that I think about it. Better Off, that has to be a Lord Have Mercy song. I mean, like, come on now. Come on now. That one's a straight up banger. Come Through, hear me out. Okay, I know, not a popular opinion. It's like his most popular song. It's IT. It's IT. It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But do I put it above Glisten? Yes, I do. Do I put it above Talk is Overrated? Yeah. Wildfire? I don't think I do. I think I put it there. Selfish? I feel like it's really similar to IDK Love, and I like it more than Stay Quiet. I'm actually going to switch those two around. Thinking Too Much? It's great. It's honestly really similar to me compared to Selfish. This is going to be so tough later on. Thinking Too Much. What do I do with you? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know what to do with this one. Okay, yeah, I like it more than Come Through. That's easy. I like it more than Wildfire. I like it more... Yeah. We'll go here. Desire. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite ones of his. And I know the community says it's a bit overrated. I'm the reason that song is overrated. I rate that song so highly that I drag up everybody else's opinion of it to the point where others say it's overrated. That is 100% my fault, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. Firefly, I honestly mix up Firefly and Wildfire in my head so often, but I'm just going to slide it up there. I think it's better. Spin With You. The way I found that song was kind of goofy, but whatever. I mean, I don't really care. I'll put it in Skipper, top of Skipper. I'll never seek that one out. It is what it is. 'Cause I've got a melody that you were good to me. It's so good. Please, all of Brent, every single song on both Brent collections. It's so good. It's so good. Please, I'm gonna put Every Day above it. I'm just gonna go there. Actually, I lied. Not every song. Hello, Old Friend and Scared. I, I'm sorry. I skip them. I skip them. I gotta be honest with myself. That's the order they're gonna go. I skip them. I know. And obviously, on this one, we're missing Sometimes, but that's because it is just a Chelsea Cutler song. And it's great, don't get me wrong, but it's not his Jeremy Zucker song, and this is obviously the Germ tier list, so I'm sorry, Chelsea Cutler fans, but that's how it's going to be. Next up, we have reached the peak, the greatest part of Jeremy Zucker's musical career so far. Love Is Not Dying, the greatest collection of songs, the greatest album I've ever heard, in my opinion. I know, that is an atrocious take for most of you out there, not me. It's subjective, except not in this case. In this case, it is objective. Love Is Not Dying is the greatest album of all time, and argue with a brick wall. I'm not changing my opinion. Starting off with Still, honestly, this one kind of belongs in its own category, because it is like an interlude more than anything else. And I'll never seek it out, because it's just like nature sounds, really. But when I listen to the full album, I can never skip it. You have to listen to the whole thing. And it's the way it starts off the album, it just gets you in this nice little, this peaceful, bittersweet almost mood, which is so perfect for the rest of the album. It's such a necessary addition that you probably wouldn't notice if it wasn't there, but when it is there, it's so nice. It's so nice. But for that, I mean, it's its own tier. I'm gonna add a new tier. That one stands out. That one's gonna be in white just because it's different. It's not actually on that place on the tier list. That's just the only place I can put it, because I don't know where else to put it. And where it's fine is, it's how he opened up the concert that I was at, and that really makes it, it makes it hype, you know? He was the first concert that I went to just out of my choice, which, I mean, you know, that's obviously a super cool thing for everybody's memory. But in terms of the full album, I don't really, it's okay. Somebody Loves You, I think, is better. It's above Glisten. It's above Talk Is Overrated. It's above Come Through. Yeah, I think I'll put it there. I think that's a fair spot. Orchid? Oh my lordy. Oh my lordy lord. Lord have mercy. That song is so good. Lake House. Now, Lake House, I mean, I don't really know what to do with this one. On its day, Lake House is banging. On its not day English, it's a skipper. So I think I gotta put it in Ite. Selfish, yeah, I think I'll put it there. Good for Her. It's also kind of an interlude-y type piece, but it's not an interlude. And like, I'll never listen to it outside of the album, but in the in the album, I have to listen to it, just because it's what you do. And I think I'll put it there. Not Your Friend. That one's good. That one's really good. Everybody likes it. Everybody vibes to it. And I'll put it up above Come Through. I know, crazy. The thing about Not Your Friend, though, is that it leads into the greatest song of all time. Full Stop by Jeremy Zucker is the greatest song I have ever heard. I have a list of 3 different songs that I hold on a different level to anything else I've ever heard before. And I don't know if I can put them in any specific order, but it's Full Stop by Jeremy Zucker, Freeze by Kygo, and When the End Comes by Andrew Bell. Those 3 They have ascended past the mortal plane. I don't know how else to describe them. They're so above and beyond anything else they're great. They're fantastic. I don't know what else I can say. Full Stop has been on my top 3, not even top 5, top 3 of my Spotify Wrapped for the last 3 years in a row, and that doesn't look like it's gonna change this year either. That this song, I don't know what it is, but it's special. It's special. Moving on, Julia. I mean, how can I put it anywhere else? This one's just unironically great. It's not like Full Stop when it's just a me personal thing. Julia is just flat out good, regardless. Hell or Flying next, also same thing, really good. Orchid and Hell or Flying I hold in a very similar regard, but I think I'll put Hell or Flying up above it. Always I'll Care, really popular, really good as well. I think that Every Day I'll put above it. I think that's a good spot for it. I'm okay with that. Brooks is up next. Now, I never cared for this one back when I first was listening to the album, but in recent times, it hits. It hits, and I'm a big fan. So, definitely better than Good for Her. I'll appreciate it more than Lake House, and yeah, I'll put it there. Oh, Mexico. What a way to end the album. Like, it's so good. You see what I was saying earlier about this top part becoming overpopulated? Yeah, maybe. Better than Not Your Friend, better than Somebody Loves You, better than those, better than Keep My Head Afloat, better than Always I'll Care, in all honesty. Yeah, put it there. Supercuts. Supercuts was the encore at the concert I went to. And let me tell you, I have never been more hype at a concert than listening to Supercuts. It's so good. It's so fun. It's just a fun song. It's Lord Have Mercy section. A faux show, no question about it. But what kind of Lord Have Mercy we talking? Because it's hype in its own way. You see, this one, it's like a sad, 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 sad. Supercuts. Like, it doesn't... It's such a different vibe than every other song up here. So, I don't know where to really put it. Just go song by song. Would I listen to it more than Keep My Head Afloat? Yes. More than End? Yes. More than Please? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay, there. Backyard Boy. Nah. I'm not a big fan of the original song. I think I've just heard it one too many times on TikTok. And Germ's addition to it doesn't really change anything to me. So, whatever. Edie, what can I say? Brent 2 now. Let me tell you, this one was the first album of his that I listened to, like, as it dropped. Because I started listening in late 2020 after Love's Not Dying had dropped. When Brent 2 dropped in, like, February of 21. I remember just, like, chilling down in the kitchen downstairs at, like, 3 in the morning, just listening to this and enjoying the vibes of it in the middle of winter. Like, it's good. It's so good. This Is How You Fall in Love, no exception. It's great. Every single one of these is great. There's 2 that stand out to me more than the others, so we'll see in a bit. Better than Keep My Head Afloat, better than End, better than Please, better. Yeah, that's a good spot. Parent Song, probably my least favorite of the bunch. Least favorite is honestly a harsh way to put it. Saying least favorite kind of implies that I don't like it, which could not be further from the truth. I just have to put it not in the Lord Have Mercy section. Like, that's it. It's still top tier. Better than Ghosts, but those I'm going to put above it. Emily is going to be beneath Desire for me. It's so good. And the other song, the second song that I said was going to be in the I've Ascended Past the Mortal Plane category. Brooklyn Boy. Too good. So you can probably see from the 2 that I have in that top tier that I have a thing for, like, the nice slow burning kind of song that has a super strong, a super powerful end to it that just hits you. That's my style, I guess. I mean, and yes, I know I didn't include Brooklyn Boy in the 3 songs that I listed earlier. Doesn't matter. It still bangs. It's still one of his top 2 works. like for sure. And I can't wait to hear what else he comes out with in the future. Every single song of his that I listen to is like, yeah, man, this slaps. Speaking of, Nothing's the Same with Alexander 23. They blend really well together. Like, I want to hear more stuff from them. Like, it's definitely Lord Have Mercy. Better than Please, better than Always I'll Care. I don't think I'll put it better than Mexico, though. I think that's fair. That way, I don't skip it. I'll put it above Lake House, but yeah, I don't really care for it too much. Now we are moving on into Germ's most recent album, Crusher. I hardly know her. Hilarious. I know that was one of his merch things that I saw at my concert in Minneapolis, and let me tell you, that's obviously it's a joke everybody knows, but it's specifically an inside joke for me and a few other people. So I was dying. I was willing to drop the money on that. If they had my size. They didn't by the time I was there. I was devastated. Okay, I-70. One of my favorites from the album. In all honesty. I'll put it up above Every Day. I'll do it. Deep End. It's not top tier, but I'll put it there. Cry With You. One of the singles he released before it. In all honesty, Crusher wasn't my favorite thing of his. Don't get me wrong, I don't dislike it, but it certainly wasn't my favorite. Quite like Love Is Not Dying or Brent. Gotta put it down in here. Gotta put it down in there. I Can't Look at You. I don't really care about. I don't really think about it at all. Yeah, that's fair. When I'm Around, except I'll put Circles up above it. Therapist. Therapist slaps. Therapist is fun. I'll put it. I can't put it up above Parent Song, though. Sex and Cigarettes, I don't really care for too much. Yeah, hilarious. I know. I can make the same joke I made last time. And I will. Yeah. Nah, it's got to be up above those two. Come on, Circles. Get down. Get down. Not that far. Oh, my. Okay, there we go. Honest. If I'm honest... Honest is honestly mid. Like, it's okay. Selfish is better. That Way's better. Lake House is better. I'm being too harsh on Lake House here. I should not have put That Way above it. Same thing with Selfish. Saying that Lake House is my least favorite out of Love Is Not Dying is rough. I don't think I have a specific least favorite. Like, it feels bad putting these three that far down there, but it is what it is. 18 is another one of my favorites. It's definitely not I-70 level, but I'll put it in between it's above Therapist in my opinion. Sociopath, it's better than When I'm Around, not better than Circles. Don't Come Over, yeah, same thing. Yeah, whatever, those three don't really matter. I'm ranking That way too high in my opinion. You gotta drop it down. Good for Her, yeah, that's better. I mean, Good for Her is kind of weird in its own way. Yeah, okay. There we go. No One Hates You Like I Do, when I first listened to the album, was my favorite one off of it. And it's still one of my favorites. I think I-70 is better now as the Supercuts. I-70 is better. Every Day is better. Supercuts is better. This Is How You Fall in Love is better. Oh, Mexico. Yeah, Nothing's the Same. Always I'll Care. Yeah, I'll put you there. That's fair. Now, we are into the two most recent stuff from the end of 2022 and Internet Crush from February of 23. I feel like he's got something else cooking up, though, coming out soon. So this list is very likely to be outdated in the next month or two. Editing Jacko here, and yes, this list was definitely outdated within the next month or so. Actually, within the next 2 weeks. So, what do you say we make the addition of adding OK onto this list here? Obviously, I can't put it anywhere definitively just yet because it did just come out, so I haven't had the time for it to fully marinate and for me to form a opinion that isn't just day one about it. But for now, my first impression opinion of OK is I would put it in between Parent Song and 18. So, yeah, music's always changing. See you around. But hey, that's music, and the more music I get to listen to and consume, the better. I'll pay whatever I have to for that. And starting off with I'm So Happy, I didn't really care for it when it came out. It's kind of a skipper for me, won't lie. Nah, it's better than these guys, though. Better than that. Better than that. Yeah, I'll put it there. This IT section is really filling up. Next, Internet Crush. It's so good. I really like it. Better than Keep My Head Afloat and Please, but not always I'll care. I think that's fair. And there we have it. There's my list for all y'all. This is really scuffed, but it is what it is. I mean, obviously, Full Stop and Brooklyn Boy, in my opinion, are well and truly above all the others. Julia, Heller Flying, Orchid, Desire, and Emily. From Emily on up, I think is the cutoff for me of like the must listen to English. Yeah, like obviously I highly rate everything past that to down to yeah, everything from Glisten on up I highly rate. The IT section are things that I'll listen to gladly, but I probably won't seek out that often. Skippers, I mean they're skippers still, it has its own special place in my heart, and nah, I just won't listen to. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and join me in whatever I'm doing next on the channel. Thanks for sticking around. See ya.